today in Warframe, we're going to talk about Angels of the Zariman. Do you love it or do you hate it? Let me know and why down in the comments below, as this was supposed to be the big content update coming after the new war. The new war was out, everyone completed that if they could. It was a long quest, but after that, not a lot of content. Now, Angels of the Zariman is out and we have content. So, is it good and do people like it? Let's talk about that and let's find out. First off, into Angels of the Zariman, you start off, no shock, with the actual quest. It is comparably tiny and very short compared to the new war. The new war could be about like 5 hours really, and to be honest, the Angels of the Zariman quest is more like 30 minutes. It is a little bit of lore, information about the Zariman, what have you, but more so it is a tutorial quest for all 3 of the new missions that you'll find on the Zariman. So it was a very fast quest. I mean, it was cool, don't get me wrong. The vibe of the Zariman is great. It gives off very spooky, horror-esque vibes, and you know, it just all makes sense, and that part of it is great. The characters, the general faction, and how they interact with you, also seemingly great so far. Drifter, operator stuff, differences between them when running the quest, also pretty cool if you're into that. You can replay the quest maybe a couple times, find some different dialogue options, but you're probably better off just Googling it in case you're wondering. But all in all, it's still pretty cool and a fun quest, even if it was short. So naturally, what people would like more would be longer, would be better, right? A little bit more information and story with it, because let's be honest, it was just like 30 minutes and quests that just run you through the mission. So it was good, but too short, not really enough story in it. But the story that was there and the characters and all that, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I really liked it. The ARG stuff before Angels of the Zariman probably gave you more lore and more fun than the actual quest lore itself, because there was so much more to get there. Like, straight up watching probably the YouTube video logs and maybe some of the TikTok stuff, all of that probably gave you more satisfactory lore, and then the Angels of the Zariman quest itself kind of just like finished off and filled some holes in your memory, right? So you'll probably appreciate it more if you were doing all of that stuff before the quest like I was. If not, you're definitely going to appreciate it less, because there just was not a ton in the quest. So, hey, it is what it is. People like me, though, that ran the ARG had a lot of fun, but hey, more story would be good. So once you're actually done all of that, you begin playing the game. The standing and how the new faction works on the Zariman, I would say, is pretty decent. It uses a token system similar to Deimos. You get the Void Plumes, hand those in for reputation standing. All good, right? You use the Void Plumes also to build a lot of the new materials. Some Void Plumes are harder to get, some are easier to get, more standing, less standing, right? You get new weapons, new Warframes, all of that is good. So, I mean, there's not really too much to say about that, right? New stuff, good, awesome, nice, can't be too mad. Weapons, some are better than the other. Others, I should say, Gyre, pretty cool, pretty interesting. Good Warframe, some will love her, some will love her less, right? As always, so all that, yeah, good stuff, nice, awesome. But along with the game, there were a lot of changes, right? So I want to first talk about just like the general Eximus change. Eximus units now are a lot harder. They do a lot more damage, I would say. They're tankier, and their overshield makes them so that they can't be CC'd, right? Bit of a pain. All in all, they could probably be tweaked a little bit. A lot of everything could be tweaked a little bit, don't get me wrong. But the idea of the Eximus units and the new ones, I like it, right? It adds a harder element of gameplay to Warframe again, you know, harder enemies that can't just be CC'd and then shot at. It's always nice IMO when they have type of elite enemies that actually make you kill them before you can CC them, as if they just added and changed up Eximus units, made them still susceptible to CC, that would have been like just no different than the old update. So I myself like it. I understand that Eximus units could probably be tweaked around at their levels. Maybe low-level Eximus units for newer players might be a little stronger. So yeah, maybe they could tweak numbers around that. But I'm finding higher levels, they are strong, but I mean, it's high level, so you kind of expect that. You just have to jump around between operator, invulnerability, heals if you have it, and all of that. Still good, maybe could use some work, sure, but that's mainly just with scaling. I like them so far, I'm not really too mad. This update brought what I expected there, so cool. Then we have the operator changes. Those are a twofold love or hate, right? First off, Void Dash goes bye-bye. I myself am a-okay with that. I always thought Void Dash was kind of dumb anyways. It was just a stupid spam ability to go in one direction. I'd like Void Sling if they, you know, would maybe increase the distance a little bit more and maybe make it a little bit faster. The old Void Dash, I admit, was just so stupid. The Eidolon hunting meta behind it was so dumb. I'm glad they changed it, but they're so used to just dashing into an Eidolon's face to get that boost, but that's all changing as well. So Void Sling, Void Dash, some will love it, some will hate it. I myself like the change, but it'll probably still get tweaked a little bit, hopefully making it a little bit better, but overall, those are the most minor complaints so far, and people are really angry about that one, because I assume it's mainly Eidolon hunters and people who just like to go fast, but Void Dashing has always been kind of dumb and kind of weird, just because you just spam so much of the Void Dash just go in one direction. It looked like crap, and I mean, it worked well, it just looked and played kind of like crap. You just smash spacebar to just zoop forward, so new Void Sling plays better and definitely looks better, so maybe, if, again, they can just increase it a little bit, distance and or speed, that would be nice. So, there. The new focus tree changes people are freaking out about. I'm loving it. I'm a-okay with the focus tree changes. It's similar but different, adding more active abilities for people to use, but the issue that one of the biggest issues I've seen is the transference like static health debuff. Now if you die in your operator form, you go back to your Warframe with a health debuff. If it gets bad enough, you lose pretty much most of your health. The issue with this is they didn't really increase any sort of operator tankiness unless you're using very specific trees. So most operator classes get slapped down very quickly at high levels and get one-shot by damn near everything. So overall, not great, not perfect for sure. A lot of the focus trees could still use some tweaking, right? But a lot of things they changed to swap around the meta and change around for the, you know, I think it was the Materite tree, right? They changed around completely how Eidolon hunting meta is going to work. The old way was kind of dumb, so I'm glad they did it, but actual Eidolon hunters are going to be mad because they'll have to learn how to do Eidolon hunts again in a different way, and it'll be less effective for a while. Probably, and maybe will always be less effective now, but we're gonna have to see fully. I get why they'd be mad, definitely understandable, but there's a reason why a lot of people never really Eidolon hunt or don't like it, and maybe this will bring a lot more people into it, but Eidolon hunts are always thought of by the general community to be one of the most toxic activities in the game, and I think this update kind of shows, yeah, that's probably not going to change, because Eidolon's got to change after X amount of years because of focus, and any sort of change people hate because A, it's not going to be as good maybe, and B, they're going to have to fully relearn how to fight Eidolons with the new tree. It's whatever, but hey, Eidolon hunters will be mad, understandable, but as long as they aren't actually toxic about it, right, then it's fine. Maybe they'll increase some things around the tree, tweak them, right, make things better, make some things worse, but for now, that is what's going on with the Eidolon hunter changes and general operator. The operator changes, for the most part, are pretty good. Not too mad, but it could still use better tweaking, so your your operator doesn't pretty much get insta-clapped so easily. Maybe change around other abilities too. Who knows, but for the most part, I like the change. The new missions are a lot better too to gain focus on, so it's really nice in that regard. It'll make focus farming faster because you're just playing the game and getting focus. So the new missions, because, you know, we're swapping into that. The new missions are pretty cool overall. They're not perfect. They have some pacing issues for sure, some scaling issues, don't get me wrong. Seems like the Thraxes can very quickly kill things like your mobile defense target and anything along the lines of that. So you definitely want to be more careful and more vigilant in guarding everything, right? It's a little annoying, but all the new missions I do like. They will get, well, some time to get used to them, I should say. Take some time. The new Void, Flood, Armageddon, and Cascade, though, I enjoy completely. Void Armageddon seems a little weird because the turrets in that one seem honestly just kind of dumb and pointless. It's hard to notice them being useful because you throw a bunch of turrets down and then the enemies go and rush the point anyways and then can destroy it. So I wish turrets were more useful in that. I don't know. It just seems weird for sure, okay? It just seems weird. But the other two Void missions, yeah, they're pretty fun and they make sense. Again, things could maybe use some tweaking, scaling, like health, Thrax enemies. There could be a bunch of random tweaking, scaling changes going around, right? Don't get me wrong. But the new missions I do find are pretty fun. It's new missions, similar style of old gameplay. One's pretty much turret defense, right? The other one is just straight up kill all the enemies, collect little bonus loots on the ground, and charge up the, I guess, void gates. I can't remember what they're fully called. And then the other ones is pretty much just destroy all the enemies, right? All in all, I am enjoying them. I do just wish some of the timings and scalings could get tweaked around, as some of the missions it feels like enemies don't spawn enough, like in Void Armageddon. It takes a little too long, and in some of the other ones. But hey, I think for the most part it's great. I don't have great criticism on these ones, okay? I feel like I haven't really played enough other than just like disliking some of the Void Armageddon stuff, but the other two I've mainly liked. I don't have a lot of complaints. I'm just kind of rambling on this one, so cool. The new Warframe, new Incarnon weapons are also very fun. Gyre is interesting, very glass cannony, has like 0 survivability on her inherent kit, so you 100% would want to throw something there. I guess the only actual survivability in a sense is the fact that her second ability is a little vacuum that pulls enemies in, but I mean, with a lot of CC immune targets these days, it won't matter. And since a lot of the Void missions off the bounties are really high level, she can get clapped down pretty easily. So just throw on stuff like Rolling Guard, maybe Quick Thinking, depending on what you want. The new Incarnon weapons are also really cool. The system to actually upgrade them and level them up, doing each mission and just going after that as a target, is also pretty fun, okay? It's quite fun, quite fun. So, I'm liking it so far, but things could probably still get tweaked, okay? Things can always get tweaked, upgraded, changed around if need be. But I'm liking all the new stuff. The new area's fun, new Warframe's fun. The new Incarnon weapon, I only have the secondary right now, but it's still pretty fun. And overall, I like the fact that you can change things around if needed on a whim for all of the Incarnon weapons. So, hey, I'm going to have fun beating through this and playing around with it probably for the next month or so before calming down more. And for now, we're just going to keep making videos. But the new Angels of the Zariman area is great. You now also, if you didn't know, get the Deimos Necromech from completing the Heart of Deimos quest. You get like the blueprints for the main Necromech now. So it's a little easier to farm that. They did that so that more people could get the mech and get into Angels of the Zariman in New War, because I guess that was a big issue for a lot of people. So hey, I like it, but naturally, as always, they could make a lot of changes. The game has been so buggy since the update came out. Luckily, they finally fixed more mission issues, more drop rate problems. There's still much more to fix, still a lot of stability issues. Randomly failing missions still happens, right? Like, some things just straight up suck, right? Huge pain in the butt with bugs that'll completely wipe out 20 minutes of progress. So once all of those immediate issues are more fixed up for a while, it'll be nice. And then once they start tweaking more, maybe fixing some scalings, checking out some of the damage maybe for lower level players, it'll get a lot better. But all in all, yeah, I'd rate it like a 4 out of 5. It's kind of what I expected out of the update. Fun content, new stuff, right? Changing around a lot of things so that people can relearn it. I get a lot of people don't like that because changes, blah, people are scared, but I like the general changes around the new focus tree. It just, they could still make Operator to Warframe combat a little more fluid, as Operators still seem very bad, as they just get one-tapped, and they still seem like they're only useful maybe to go into invulnerability and use some abilities. So I mean, they didn't fully do what they wanted to do. They did a little bit, but I feel like they kind of missed the ball on the full focus rework. So I do hope they can tweak that around, making operators less pure garbage on each tree. Because, like, each tree is just pretty good for, like, one or two things, right? You have a defensive tree, you have an Eidolon hunting tree, you have the energy tree, you have a melee tree, right? It all makes sense, but if they could just make operators good on their own for all of the trees for one reason or another, then that'd be nice. Because I'm mainly a Zeneric player, and so far the operator to me still seems like just usability and then worthless. Other than the fact that you have to use it for Void Angels and Thraxes now. So, yeah, it's a little bad. It's a little bad. They could definitely still refine operators a lot more, and I hope and pray they continue to do so, because if not, it's pretty much the old focus tree, just a little upgraded or a little different, right? So, hey, that's what I think about that. Let me know what you think, and if you always want to support the channel, you can sub, like, favorite, check out any of my other socials, use Epic Game Store creator code Pupsker, and I guess YouTube now has that weird super thanks thing, so you can straight up, like, throw money and, like, tip on random videos. Luckily, I don't think anyone's gonna do that, because that's a little weird, but hey, if you do, just throw, like, $2, because I don't know why that's a huge thing, but it's probably not gonna get used, so oh well. All in all, update's good, I'm happy. I'll be more happy once things get fixed up and then tweaked up and scaled around, but until then, good update. Still is plagued with the common Warframe issues though, so yeah. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.